They said he was just a dog. They thought he'd forged on. But for 73 days, across frozen highways, storm-filled fields, and unfamiliar roads, he walked. Not for food, not for safety. He walked 300 miles to say goodbye. This is the true story of Bear, and the science behind a loyalty we still don't fully understand. Bear wasn't bred for greatness. No medals, no shows, no spotlight. Just a dark chocolate Leon Burger breed with a white-nosed dog with clumsy paws and a heart that beat to the rhythm of a family. The Wilsons, a military family stationed in rural Montana, adopted Bear when he was barely 10 weeks old. To the kids, Ellie and Sam, Bear was more than a pet. He was a sibling. He knew when school ended. He waited at the gate when the truck came home. He slept curled beside the laundry dryer, where it was warmest. But life in uniform is never permanent. New orders came. The Wilsons had 10 days to relocate to Colorado Springs. And Bear? There wasn't time or space to bring him. So they made a decision. They left him with a trusted neighbor, just until they settled in. No goodbyes. Every footstep, every shadow at the door. He hoped. Until one morning, the gate was left open, and Bear walked out. What happened next has puzzled veterinarians, biologists, and animal behaviorists alike. Bear began walking. No food, no leash, no certainty of what or who he'd find. But somehow he knew. How do dogs navigate over long distances? It turns out, they're equipped with tools far beyond what humans possess. Dogs have an olfactory system 1,000,000 times more powerful than ours. They can detect smells from miles away and follow scent trails days or even weeks old. But even more fascinating, dogs may possess something called magnetoreception, an internal compass that allows them to sense the Earth's magnetic field. Combined, these instincts allow some dogs to retrace their owner's route across hundreds of miles. Science calls it spatial orientation. But in stories like Bear's, it feels like something deeper. Over 73 days, Bear was seen and missed in 5 towns across 2 states. He was spotted eating scraps behind a truck stop, seen curled beneath a haystack during a storm, photographed near a schoolyard where he watched kids playing but didn't approach, always moving, never stopping, because he remembered. On the morning of day 73, Bear turned down a street in Colorado Springs. Not just any street, but the street. The house where the Wilsons had briefly lived. Red bricks, blue shutters, a front porch where Bear used to wait after dinner. He limped up the steps and lay down. He had made it. But the family had already moved, again, this time overseas. Bear waited for 2 more days. Neighbors left out water. One finally called the local shelter. And when they scanned him, they found the chip. When the shelter contacted Dana Wilson in Germany, she didn't speak for 30 seconds. Then came the sobs. She said, "He came back. Oh my God, he came back." She asked for one thing. "Can I talk to him?" The shelter staff placed the phone beside Bear's ear. She whispered, "Bear, Bear, it's Mama. Good boy. You're okay now." Bear raised his head, whined softly, licked the air. Then, he lay down. And for the first time in weeks, he slept. Not from exhaustion, from relief. We now know that dogs are capable of episodic-like memory, the ability to recall past events based on scent, routine, and emotional triggers. They don't remember days the way we do, but they remember you, your scent, your voice, the feeling of safety you gave them. More importantly, dogs are emotionally bonded to humans. Studies have shown that dogs experience grief, loss, and even longing. They don't just miss us. They wait. Bear couldn't be reunited with the Wilsons due to housing rules on the military base. But he didn't return to the shelter. A retired couple, Linda and George, read his story on a Facebook post. They didn't hesitate. They drove 70 miles to adopt him. Bear now lives on 2 acres of grassland, with chickens to herd and sunshine to nap in. He follows George like a shadow, sleeps beside Linda's rocking chair, and every evening, around 5 p.m., he sits on the porch, just for a while, and waits. Because some habits a dog never unlearns. Bear's journey isn't about distance. It's about connection. Here's what his story teaches us. 1. Dogs remember emotion, not time. They know when something is missing and when love is gone. 2. They possess a map beyond logic. Their senses, especially smell and magnetic orientation, are powerful tools for survival and reunion. 3. Dogs mourn like we do. Separation causes stress, anxiety, and even depression in dogs. Closure matters, even for them. Bear didn't walk 300 miles for food, or shelter, or survival. He walked because he needed to understand. He walked for the same reason people travel across oceans for funerals. The same reason we whisper, "I love you," one last time, even if no one is there to hear it. To say goodbye. If Bear's story moved you, consider this. Every dog you've ever met is capable of this kind of love. It's not rare. It's not fiction. It's what happens when loyalty runs deeper than distance. Share this story, not for views, but so someone remembers to go back, to say goodbye, to never leave love unfinished. This is Triller Pictures, real animal stories that speak louder than words. Subscribe, and never forget, they never forget you.